All right, what's up, everybody? So we actually were even gonna do an episode tonight, but my co-host Top Dog was like, "Man, let's just get on here and talk ball." I was like, "All right, that makes sense." And we kind of got into a good conversation off the air. He's like, "Man, we need to say that." So and it's a rare time where we just gonna get. I normally have topics. The teacher in me always wants to have an agenda, so we just gonna go. So, Lavari, what's the first thing you want to shoot on,
Hey
as they
man,
say in wrestling?
uh, I just want to get out here and just do some rant talk about Mississippi State football. What I want to see um, uh, coming into the season, what I'm looking forward to for the season. A little bit more about uh, what we think that how the season gonna go. Maybe our win total, what we thinking our win total might be.
Let's
Um,
say that for next week. Let's say that for next week.
I got it. I got it. I got it. But like I said, this is debut. Nothing is set in stone. We just going on a rant right now, right? So, my first question to you, and this I want you to stay in between our years of living, right? And my first question to you is, who is the most underrated running back out of Mississippi State, and why?
Underrated. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say I'll probably say Denzel Miller, because he probably one of the more talented guys, and I think he shared the rock with Dante Walker, who was considered, I think, the top running back in the country coming out of
Mm-hmm.
high
Mm-hmm.
school. So I
Right.
probably say Denzel Miller, even though I think people do show him his proper respect, but I do think there's some other backs that I think get more credit. Whether you're talking about a Boobie Dixon, my all-time fave is J.J. Johnson. I think he's the best MSU
Mm-hmm.
back of all time. You got Vic Ballard, who I think probably could put in the underrated label, but I think he did get
No, he's not.
enough love. I think he got love.
Right.
But I definitely got just the fact that I have Denzel Miller as one of my top backs of
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi State history. I mean, he did share the rock with somebody, but I definitely think Denzel, considering the moments that he gave us, maybe he didn't have the overall tools to be a good pro running back. But at Mississippi State, I thought he was legit, and some of our more memorable years, pre-Mullen, as I like to call it, probably came with Denzel Miller and running back with Dante Walker.
Right. That's a good pick. I like the Suns. I like Miller myself. I rock my number out to him. Number 12. He inspired me at my young years of going and watching Mississippi State, and that's where I got the 12 from. Right, and that's
Mm-hmm.
one of the reasons why I rock 12. So I wouldn't really, me personally, I wouldn't call him underrated. I think he was our only 5-star running back that we ever had, other than
Denzel
college.
Miller wasn't that. I think Dante Walker was.
Right. But my most underrated running back, and what inspired me to ask you this question, because I'm watching this guy on TV as we speak, and I want to say Woody Marks. Woody Marks was a complete back. He could catch the ball and he could run. Even though we didn't feature him running the ball as much, but that dink and dunk pass that he had, he was unmarked. And like I said, I think he only had like the LSU game that we went to,
Mm-hmm.
his most memorable run. You know what I mean? I see him come off that end and just kill it. You know what I'm saying? Him and what was that other guy name?
Dylan Johnson, the one
Dylan
that
Johnson.
Leach called soft.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said though, Woody Marks in the modern history, I really like that guy, man. He still rep Mississippi State, even though they consider him a USC person. I don't think he
I
ever.
mean, he had a quite special year at USC. I mean, I'm looking at this. It's like, man, we did probably underutilize this cat. I mean, he was decent out the backfield, but you're looking like his best year for us. He totaled around a little under 1,000 yards, maybe. And USC he had 1,100 yards rushing,
Rushing, but
and
how
300
many
some yards.
passes? But you got to understand though, that wasn't Leach's MO was to run the ball. His MO was to dink and dunk pass to the running back. You know what I'm saying? So was it really featured? No. And that's the reason why I named him as one of my underrated running backs of my modern history.
I mean, truth be told, I'm pretty amazed he stayed all those years. I forgot when the transfer portal got like it is now, but him staying for
4 years?
Like, why? Like, I mean, look what he did. USC is considered a better program than Mississippi State. He had better numbers. Like, it's like, what are we doing here? I mean, but that's Mississippi State for you. We have guys that go other places, and You know, Mario Craver, that was a little bit different beast, but you know, obviously he's considered the top player in the SEC at the
Mm-hmm.
receiving position, and we had him.
Mm-hmm. And I mean that's
It's like, come on, man. Like,
this guy's a Mississippi State guy, though. You know what I'm saying? Even though he went to USC, he in college repping Mississippi State. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame the man to go get the money. Who gonna blame somebody to go get the money in college? You don't know what pro gonna end up for you. But now he a top back. He the first back for the Texans. You see what I'm saying? He the starting running back for the Texans. The man is underrated. I don't even think we had a starting running back in the NFL come out of state.
yeah, I don't think. I mean, the last one we had that was, I mean, we had an okay little run. You know, of course, JJ went, but he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
The Sanzo, of course, Dante Walker had issues toward the end of his career. You know,
Mm-hmm.
RIP to him. Booby was pretty good. And, you know, I respect him transitioning to playing more of that fullback role. You know, when he got to the NFL, just to stick around for a little bit doing special teams. You know, and then Vic Ballard got hurt. We've had some bad luck with our running backs when they get to the NFL. Like you said, Quavis Marks might turn out to be one of the more successful ones. I mean, Colin Hill, you know, got basically cut from the team for being immature. It's like what, man? That's crazy. I felt like Aries Williams could have been one of those guys, but
right, yeah,
we get stuck on stupid.
Yeah, I don't understand that one for the life of me. Aries Williams, that was a good one too in the recent history too. That was, I can't say he was underrated, but he wasn't a Woody Marks though. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree. I think he was just as good. I think he suffered from. I mean, we're in the current NIL era. He a guy that should have been for sure should have transferred. Like he was on the team in 2014 when we made the run for the championship. He was a 4-star back, but I think Mullen always subscribed to all that. I mean, he don't coach I ever seen that red-shirted running backs on the record. Like who does that? That's one of my personal beliefs. I don't believe in red-shirting running backs. I guess people won't do it anymore anyway because of the rule. But it's like Aries Williams, you know, from Point City, maybe in some ways he's hometown to us, you know, from our area. Well, you know, I'm from Columbus / Knoxville, but you know, you from Caledonia, but we're really part of the Gold Triangle. But at the same time, you know, Aries, you know, I know about certain conversations that took place and how I ain't never seen a coach would name somebody a starting running back or anything like that in the off season. Who does that? Like, it's kind of like, what are you talking about? But, you know, based off what I heard, you know, a lot of what people were talking about when Moorhead came in, he was so enamored with Colin Hill because he felt that his skill set matched Saquon Barkley. I'm like, he ain't Saquon Barkley, bro. I mean, I thought he was good, but he wasn't Saquon Barkley. Like, size-wise, he wasn't as big. But Aries Williams had just ran for 1,000 yards. I mean, this ain't quarterback where you got to start this guy over this guy. You can play both of them. So I don't get why you make it such a big deal to start. Like, what are you trying to prove? And I think that's always where you kind of start off on the wrong road by doing things like that because, you know, you just replacing your star running back for what?
Yeah, but I think the system was different when Moorhead came in. I think Colin Hill probably, you know, picked up the system a little quicker than Aries Williams did. I think, you know, Colin Hill was a more flashy running back, you know, with the jigs and all that other stuff. Aries Williams was just a hard-nosed downhill runner. You didn't see too many jukes. You didn't see too many. He was just straight, you know, what you want to see in a running back, hard-nosed, coming downhill with a head of steam. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see to get the 3 or 4 or 5 yards that Darren Mullen really required. You never really seen Aries Williams break long runs. You know what I'm saying? And I think Colin Hill was just more flashy at the time. And I think that's why he went with Colin Hill over Aries Williams, which I do think it was a mistake because Fitzgerald, him and Fitzgerald was more of a compliment together, Aries Williams. And
I think one thing it probably hurt is like, whether it's alumni with the team, you know, Aries Williams was your starting running back. That ain't saying you need to start dudes with at Mississippi State. You got 1,000-yard anything on the offensive side of football. Why you gonna come in and bench somebody essentially? You know, like I ain't saying like, okay, if Colin Hill was that guy like that, fine, but it ain't like Aries sucked. He ran.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't sell that off. He didn't sell that off. But I'm just saying he wasn't flashy. You know what I'm saying with his run. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't flashy.
I mean, I don't think necessarily ruin Aries Williams' career, but I do think the thing is what people look at when it comes to football players is like when I did a little bit of scouting, they talked about how they pay attention to how you progress from year to year. And so they're looking like you got replaced going into your senior year, and almost looking like you regressed instead of your coach being on an ego trip. And I mean, I think he paid the price for that as
Mhm.
far as Joe Moorhead did.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of the alumni were not happy with him. I mean, it was. I remember having Matt Wide on the Black Dogs Sports Podcast, and like he, even said he, wasn't gonna say too much about the program. We brought him more in there, like, oh, I'll talk about him. And there was
Right.
more than one guest that was like that. People that are Mississippi State Bulldogs and all those things. They were like, oh, I ain't gonna talk about much, but oh no, I'll talk about him though.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
so it's kind of like, I think that's obviously a sad now. Like I say, one of my friends, I can't remember his name because I want to mess up his actual regular career as far as he's doing in sports right now. But he had told me at the time he played at State, and he said that he told me a couple games in that Moorhead won it, and he
Mhm.
said that he's like, "You gonna thank me later?" he said
Right.
he told me like Moorhead ain't it, bro. He was just like, "Nah," and he ended up being right.
Right.
So that's the thing you got to kind of look at. Like he saw it, and he said it was just something an adjustment he didn't make. He was like,
Mhm.
man, he ain't it. And that was it. Like, eventually they replaced him after
Yeah.
2 years. It ain't like we sucked. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? We had a great defense that first year, which we would have had regardless if he was coach. Um, like a lot of people have said, if Coach Mullen had came back, we might have had another one of those 2014 type of season.
Mhm.
Possibly the best defense in the nation, if I'm not mistaken. I think Moorhead came in thinking about using Fitzgerald in the wrong way.
Right.
Fitzgerald was a good quarterback, and he's a guy probably don't get his flowers the way he should.
No, I mean Fitzgerald was awesome, man. I don't even think he had a losing season. We could have did more things in that 2008, 17 team. If he didn't break his ankle against Ole Miss, I think that would have been a decent bowl game we would have went to that year, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
So with that being said, we just talking to Ish, but at the
yeah.
same time, I know one of the things that kind of came down. I'm gonna look it
Mhm.
up myself about that
No, yeah, I was just talking about
injunction
that. Yeah.
to allow players to return.
Right.
Um, so let's look here. So there are recent state and federal court orders, including a Louisiana temporary restraining order and
Mm-hmm.
Colorado injunction, have blocked the NCAA from enforcing rules against players returning to college. This
Right.
allows select athletes, including players currently in NFL training camps, to
Right.
return to college sports and enter the transfer portal.
Right.
And what some have talked about is guys who, you get toward the cut date and guys
Right.
that are undrafted or might get cut.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, it was one guy they were talking about that already had signed a pro contract of 3 years, 300 some million, 3 million, and he still might go back to college because people don't realize some of these guys were can make 2-3 million in college
Right.
and still go back to the league. What do you
Right.
think about the NCAA allowing these guys just coming back though? Like,
I think that was me personally. I think that was a bad move. They made it at the wrong time, right? And the reason why I'm saying that they made it at the wrong time. So, where the dominoes is going to fall? Where's the second and third order effect on them making this junction, right? So, think about this. You had high school players, right, that just signed with the team, right? Now you can bring people onto the team. Say, for instance, they didn't do so well, right? They in transition. You can only have 105 people on the team, right? So that means somebody either, hey, is going to lose a spot today and have to go to JUCO. The season is 2 weeks away. And for some people, the season is 1 week away, right? Week 0. Some people going to have to play.
Some of us too. When is college actually starting? Like as far as classes,
College start in 1 week, week 0 next Saturday. People are going to be playing football in college, right? Because that's week 0. Is that going to have time for people to acclimate back to the college game, right? And then it's hurting the high school ranks. Because guess what? I'm gonna cut somebody. Somebody got to get cut somewhere, right? And think about this though, right? So how are they gonna do this? Okay, if I don't make the 53-man roster on August the 3rd, right? And then college football starts September the 4th and 5th. That means I got to try to go back to my old school,
Go
which
to class.
yeah, they already got to fill a position, right? That means somebody's going to get cut, right? And looking for another home when they already on the team, man. I think this something they should have done earlier in the year, right?
Mm.
I don't think it's fair for the high school players. I don't think it's fair at all for the high school players because they're gonna lose their roster spot. Because
Well,
personally, because think about this, I'd rather take a veteran guy, right? That's already been playing, right? That's already got snap. I know it's gonna happen, right? I'm basically playing against somebody that's 26, 27 years old.
Indiana.
Yeah, 18, 19-year-old kids. We already seen what happened. Indiana loaded their roster with 26, 27, 28-year-old players, and they ran through the whole league last year. You know what I'm saying? But credit to old coach for using the system. We can't fault them.
He ain't the first to do it. I mean, for years, I mean, way before our time, probably more our parents' time, Bear Bryant basically used to load up Alabama team with all the players in Alabama and the surrounding area who maybe they were diamonds in the rough, but he wasn't going to let them go to UAB or his school or Auburn and decide they become a superstar. No, he just loaded his roster up because they ain't had no scholarship limit. So coach has been gaming the system since gaming the system was a thing.
Right.
It's almost funny that Nick Saban says some of the stuff that he says now.
Right. And then, and I go and look at it, and I know me and you done had this discussion several times, right? We Silva and Manning, Jerron Manning, right? Coming back to state. Right. How do you think we're going to be able to use those guys, even though they already been on campus practicing, right? Mm-hmm. And going through reps, but they haven't been doing a lot of the team drills. But I, word through the other channels and stuff that we, podcasts and seeing from the field and hearing from coach this past week that they're, just been going through the training, trying to stay acclimated, just to see what will happen when this injunction came down, right? Me personally, and it's just me, I think Sylvia, however we say his name, will help our team, right? For us, the defensive line. I think that's an area of need for us. But I think with the 5-for-5 now, it's not really needed. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think a lot of these teams are going to bring these guys back unless it's a dire need for them to happen. Right?
I don't know, man. Like, you got to think being strategic is just building depth. So you're not talking about like before where you had to give guys out scholarships and things like that. That was your scholarship limit. That don't matter. Like, Florida can bring in a Cameron McClain who came from Florida as a walk-on. You can have somebody sponsoring, boom, no big deal. So guys like that, I mean, maybe if you're walk-on spot,
you can only have 105 on the roster though.
I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no disrespect to guys that are walk-ons or anything like that, but some of the dudes is just there. So, you know what I'm saying? You talking about bringing in guys who started for the team last year or made an impact. I'm sure, but I think what you'll probably see happen with this special transfer portal, I'm sure teams will be allotted a certain number of spaces for those guys because that's something you didn't account for. So I wouldn't be shocked that end up happening. So I don't think you're going to displace anybody, but man, we talking about cold, hard college football and sports. And they don't have no problem getting rid of nobody.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now. I go on this rant again. I done seen enough footage on Jerron Manning that I don't want him back on my team. I'll tell you that right now. I don't
think he would be our starter. I think he would be back.
But I think it's an overcrowded safety room anyway. You already got veteran players at safety that you brought in from other schools, from Texas A&M, from LSU, from Florida State. Why do we need that guy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the backup too. Who's our strong safety? I know we got Marcus Williams, we have Isaac Smith, and I forgot the other guy's name. But like, we don't have really good backups behind him, so you need that rotation. I mean, everybody expects Brian Lanier to kind of step up. We're not incredibly the best safety corner. We look okay, so I think it's a good ad. It don't hurt nothing. I know that much.
You got Gilbert. We got Smith. You got Braylon Womack. You got
Well, he's a free safety though. I mean, Jerron Manning is a strong. So I mean, you
That
need.
joke ain't nothing strong about that joke.
Yeah, he led the team in tackles last year. So I mean, from that
I
position.
mean, that wasn't hard for the secondary to lead the whole team. Yeah.
I mean, we got to look at too, like with our a lot of DBs and stuff. That's why probably you see how good Kelly Jones is. As we said before, our defense was horrible. So it's like for any of our DBs, they're gonna look worse because they got to cover people longer. Safeties ain't supposed to be cover guys anyway. Most times, they're supposed to be able to kind of roam, or they're playing in the box if you're a strong safety. So that ain't really their job. So I think they'll do better this year, just off the fact I think Arnett defense is gonna increase, pressure. He's gonna make guys do some things. So I don't know, man. Like I think it's gonna be okay. I would scour the transfer portal for other guys. Is there a player that's coming in that potentially can help? I don't think they'll bring in an offensive lineman, but maybe a position we can look at where a guy can plug some holes. I ain't gonna like. Of course, we're not no top 25 team, so I can't say we don't need anything. But I'm just trying to look at a position where who could we really bring in? I feel like that's gonna substantially help us right now because they were that good. They probably gonna stay in the NFL. Right. So I don't see that guy. Maybe tight end
either. And who we gonna bring back tight end? Like, I just don't see. Is it worth it? Because think about it. It's this late in the season, right? You have to bring somebody in that knows the system, right? And it won't be hard for them, even if you go offense, right? It won't be hard for them to catch up because they was already in the system. I'm not gonna bring in a guy to come try to run some of my system things and then I have to catch up with, because by the time he catch up, it's going to be week 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? Coming into after the bye week before they even get caught up with the rest of the team. You know what I'm saying? And look how far along the team will be by then. And then we'll probably already know what we got. You see what I'm saying? So what was the point?
Yeah, it's like I get what you're saying, but NFL teams got to deal with this type of stuff all the time. They bring in free agents, they do these type of things, and that's pretty much what it'll be. I think teams got to be very selective. I think if Jerron Manning was a leader, he's somebody that the guys looked up to. Just having him on the team is great. He get the bag, instead of being an undrafted guy in the NFL, he get the bag. So I mean, a guy like that'll be just good to have around. Like I said, I think it's just good for depth. I don't think is he gonna make that type of impact where we need him in that way? Not really. Like I said, is there anybody really available that's the type of guy that would leave? So the guys you're thinking about, guys that are undrafted, or maybe somebody who's a fringe guy who maybe is going to be on the practice squad. So are any of them guys really good enough? Now, I'd be say one thing if, say, Diego Pavia had another year, and but he went pro early or something like that, then he didn't make the squad or whatever. A dude like that could be a game changer as far as for the college game in this situation. But ain't none of those guys available. So maybe you do just rock with the guys you have. Like I said, for our team right now, unless they're like some elite guy, it ain't gonna make no difference to us. There's a lot of our guys, we don't know what they're gonna bring to the table. Got an unproven offensive line, unproven defensive line. I like the linebacker core, like the corners, like the safeties overall. So it's like I just want to see how the team develop. We kind of got to talking about this before we got on the air. I think Camario. Well, my fear is like Camario, as far as like, and I wish switching topics, is him kind of like he's a type of talent where I can see him putting up crazy numbers the first 4 games. Like there ain't nobody we playing that I feel is elite. I can see him just putting up crazy passing numbers, crazy running numbers, and then the hype get going, and then we got to go through murderer's row. It's gonna be some growing pains going against teams like that. It just, I mean, if you go out there and go all Dak in 2014, sure, but it's gonna be some growing pains. You forget Dak was a redshirt sophomore and had started the year before, and gained that experience. Camario hadn't got there, so that's my only worry. I mean, that's a good problem to have, I think, but he might go out there and ball out, and then kind of get an overinflated sense of self, and the challenges of the SEC hit you. So that's my only worry, for him, that he might, put up some 8 whatever numbers, and already so many TikTok accounts dedicated to glazing him. Imagine how many it's gonna be after the first 4 games.
Right, but here's the thing though. Like I've been doing a lot of research and seeing the guys behind him that he got with him. Right, I don't think the offensive. Yes, he's gonna run through him, but I don't think he's gonna be the strength of the offense this year. And the reason why I say that is because look, you got a veteran guy coming back and Fluff Bothwell, right? You got a
Mhm.
Marquise Johnson coming in, right? You got a Colin Wilson that's over there turning heads, right? You got a Cannon Boom on the line. You have a DJ Chester, proven SEC guy, 4-year starter out of LSU. Then you have Prune Holmes that's showing up, right? Then you got McVay, right? So you have the offensive line to be able to run the football, and you got West. He's a big guy. You know what I'm saying? Do I think Levy is going to use some of that talent, right, that we have around him? He has put an offense together. I can't say he has put an offense together where Kamario Taylor is not going to be the featured person of our offense. And
He has to be though. Like I mean, just same way you say he
I
has
mean,
to
he
kind
can
of
run
make
it.
that step, but I think he's the guy that other people are going to game plan for. Like I like some of the other guys on our team. I think Anthony Evans is kind of your guy you got to kind of game plan for. But I think Kamario is the only guy really on our offense that I don't care who we play. I don't care if it's Texas. I don't care if it's Bama or Alabama as they are now. They're not Bama anymore. LSU, no matter who we play, they have to game plan for Kamario Taylor. They don't have to game plan for any other player on our offense.
But here's the thing, though. That's not good. I don't want them to be able to game plan for Kamario Taylor, right? And this is what I'm saying. I just want Kamario Taylor, his whole purpose this year for me, and that might be for you, but for me, I just want you to be able to go out there and manage the game.
Man,
Period. Because I'm telling you, he got weapons. He has weapons out there that will be able to help him. That will be able to help him get through the season. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna have to rely on him making the Heisman moment like Jaden Daniels. If it's there, take it. You know what I'm saying? If it's there, take it. Like a Mendoza, right? Or he could be that Jalen Daniels type person. Yeah, put your team on your back and go win. But Jalen Daniels didn't necessarily do it every game.
Well, I think with Kamara is more of a running threat in my opinion. Obviously, powerful arm, big arm, can throw it deep and throw it hard. Like I mean, he paused, but like at the same time, like I think when I say game plan for other teams, Kamario even doing the zone read is going to open up so much to other people, and I think that's what I mean by that. Like you having a guy like that you have to like game plan for in that sense. So I think that's what we got to kind of look at. Like he can be that guy. So that's going to open up them receivers on the outside. That's going to open up a football field. That's going to open up so much. So it ain't about the whole offense being built around him in that way, but he's going to be the focal point. And that's who other teams are going to be scared of. Like, so I don't know if there's any guy on our offense that really scares you like that. So it's kind of like, that's more what I mean. That's not saying he's going to be the only guy on the offense, but nobody else on our offense scares me. Like, if I'm a coach, think about our receiver position. Our best receivers are little. They're like 170 some pounds. Who on our receiving core that you like really just scared of like that? Like, I mean, so.
But first of all, other than Brandon Thompson last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Evans, we really didn't get to see much out of the rest of them, right? Because think about it, Levy was still trying to flip between C.J. Mosley, all these other players, right? Aiden Williams was hurt. He admitted, "Hey, I was hurt, just trying to do what I could," right? And buzz around town, San Francisco McGee is out there balling. But I
man, that's just natural though, man. Him and Kamario live together, so
exactly. But you know what I'm saying? But that's a quiet seat. That's that quiet on the creek pause that everybody talking about. I understand the video now. You know what I'm saying? I understand the video now. They being quiet, right? I understand. I didn't understand it at first. But after I've been doing a lot of my research, I understand the message behind the kids. I understand the message behind the kids. I'm telling you right now, it's a lot of weapons on that offense that nobody's really paying attention.
I have a feeling this is similar to 2014 in some way, just from what the pieces that we do have on us. But the thing people have to look at it just from a pure analytic standpoint, like we broke down a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
You got an offense where you got an all new offensive line. They can't be worse.
Right.
Even if they improve moderately on the offensive line, they're good. You got Camario at quarterback, and Camario has improved, I'm sure. I mean, I told my friend last year, I was okay with Blake Shapen starting. I'm like, he ain't did enough to get benched. But I was like, man, I've been watching some of these, practice tapes and then seeing Camario on the field. I'm like, how you look at that every day in practice and go, hey, I'm gonna play the other dude? I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I see this every day in practice, maybe he wasn't doing all that yet, but I'm like, I don't see how you see 6'4", big cannon arm, can run, and just be like, hey, man, you can't let Mario get out there a little bit.
Yeah, you got to understand, you got to protect the player from himself. A lot of it, and when he did get in there, man, he was trying to do that Heisman moment. He wasn't really being a game manager at the time. You got to understand, when you come into high school, I want to be I'm the man, right? So I put my team on my back, and I'm going up. But now, right, everybody has talent. Everybody has equal talent than what you got on the field, right? So now you have to be more of a game manager, because now I have 4 and 5 stars lined up at defense. I ain't got some doggone nobody that never really played football until they got to high school out there on the field trying to guard me. And I've been playing all these different years. So now it's very important, right, for him to get those reps when he got them last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I physically think, mentally and physically, physically he was there, but mentally, football mode, he wasn't there yet. And that experience comes with time, right? Live action. So he got some game bullets, because at the last year we had no reason. Hey, bro, if I do get injured, I got 8-9 months to get ready, and I'll still be ready for the season. Well, at least 4 or 5, months to get ready for the season. I can still be back for the season. So I do understand that aspect of the team, and you can save yourself from.
Well, I think what you have to look at too, like, everybody talks about the Heisman moment, and like I said, it was seeming like he was trying to win the Heisman every play, or you shouldn't be trying to do that. But some years ago we had Garrett Schrader, and he made that run against Texas A&M. And I remember, I think did I go to the game, maybe that particular game or the game after or something like that. The fans was real hype, and I was like, nah, he ain't it, bro. Mm-hmm. And like they were like, man, he the future of the program. I'm like, yeah, tight end. I was like, but he ain't the future of the program. I'm telling y'all, he not. Because you got to follow that up. I mean, I think he's a little different. I think he will. The Reggie Bushes, the Charles Woodsons, the whoever who've had those Heisman moments, those got followed up by national championships. And Charles Woodson had a long pro career. Reggie Bush, end up having a solid pro career. Maybe not the transformative one that we all thought he would have, but you got to follow that up with something.
Yeah. So take that example that you just used, Garrett Schrader, right? You said you more than a tight end. But look what he did at Syracuse.
He's in the league. I mean,
look what he did at Syracuse, right? All he needed was what? Time. You see what I'm saying? All he needed was time.
I never was a Schrader fan, so I guess I never rocked with him like that.
I'm just saying.
I can't hate on him, but you know what I'm saying? I was never a Schrader guy.
Got developed, and look what he did at Syracuse. You see what I'm saying? He was a whole lot better. A whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? So, perfect example with time. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Like you said earlier, Dak, right? He wasn't perfect as red shirt freshman. Mm-hmm. He wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And he got polished. But look at his 2015 season, right?
Well, and Schrader wasn't a great fit. I mean, he definitely was a Mullen guy. You can tell that for sure. Right. I mean, I think he came after Mullen, but I'm sure Mullen probably was in on recruiting.
I think he had signed before Mullen left, if I'm not mistaken.
Or his first year is 2019, so I think.
No, he was a Morehead guy. Huh?
I mean, I guess he fit the system, because I mean, I'm looking like he did throw well his last 2 years there. He ran for a lot of yards, so he didn't suck. You know what I'm saying? He had 14 running touchdowns in 2021, so he was all right. Yeah. But I mean, normally that came with less passing touchdowns, so. You know what I'm saying? He was solid. I mean, he didn't make it to the league. Like I said, I never was a big fan of him personally. But like, he can't say he sucked. I mean, we had West Carroll too. He went to other schools and went to
Yep.
another school and did decent. So,
Yep.
but it's like, yeah, he turned into some at the other school, but like I said, you got to follow that stuff up. Like I never thought he could throw the football, all that stuff. So Kamario ain't in that level. I think where he was coming in, he wanted to be the guy. You know, he just trying to show what he could do every play, and it's like, bro, your time gonna come. I mean, the dude was like a super singer.
Yeah.
So it's like you gonna play. So you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I'm glad. Go ahead.
He had the whole, like I said, now it's his team. All like I told you earlier, with Kamario Taylor this year, I just want him to be able to manage the game and take his opportunities when they're there. You know what I'm saying? When they're there, don't try to go out there and showboat, bro. Live and play another down. You know what I'm saying? Throw the ball away. Manage the freaking game, right?
Well, I think it's like I said, he has a chance to be an elite player for Mississippi State. Some people saying he gonna be elite, then somebody else gonna try to snatch him up, but I don't think he going anywhere. You know, his little brother played for us too. His uncle played for State. You know, people don't know Omar Connor is his uncle, so you know his whole family's there. Like, I mean, you don't get like it. Just don't. I'm from Knoxville County. You don't rock that. You don't roll that way. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna leave hometown. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know. Let me tell you something about guys from this area, right? From our area, we ain't too much venturing away from home. We ain't finna do that. You know what I'm saying? We are home people. You know what I'm saying? Look, I've been all the way around the world and back, and look where I'm at. I done lived in the big cities. I done lived in the foreign countries, and look where I'm back at home.
Well,
I've been homesick for many years, and one thing I can say, right? There's a difference entering the world out of living in Mississippi and going into the world. And a lot of parents in this area, right, are comfortable with their kids going close. That way, hey, I can get to my child if something happens.
I know, because that's where my cousin went to Arkansas.
Yeah, I can get to my child because of that. If something happens. And people don't believe that in this area. I'm telling you, that will hold a lot of kids back. We had it last year with Lockett. Oh, you ain't going up there. That's too far away from home. That's too far.
Well, I think a lot of people don't realize. Like, I remember myself when I came out to Houston in 2011. I mean, I was so scared to make the move because it's like you go from being this little small town, and the hard part for me, like you said, being homesick. And like people talk about, you know, you go to a big city, ain't much hanging out and being in a Houston. I remember when I first moved here, I did security. I was top flight security of the world, and this lady was like, she even said she didn't know I was gonna make it because she's like, you warm, people here cold. Like, it's like people, it's like you at home, you know, we all link up and like, hey man, let's go to Applebee's, stuff like that. Everybody link up, but here it don't work that way. Some of you live too far away. I remember my best friend moved here. He was living in Channelview here, which is a good little piece away from where I was staying there. Like, hey man, just pull through. Like, bro, you don't do that in Houston.
Right.
Nobody does that. You know what I'm saying? You'll just pull through nowhere. So it's like, it's like, it's tough. Like, you come to a bigger city and it take a while to kind of find your footing. So, I mean, like somebody like yourself to travel in the military, y'all get to see so much. You almost ain't got no choice. But even in the military, you kind of insulated in a way. You might stay on the air base for a while, especially those who don't have families and stuff yet. So you really kind of still in a bubble. You got your own stuff on base. So, but going from Mississippi, even the cost of living, all that stuff, how much stuff costs, you don't realize until you go back to Mississippi. You're like, oh wow, it is a little more expensive here. So,
hey, I got a question for you, right? So, I know we're gonna do more about win total breakdown, right? But this is something that I think is long overdue being talked about, right? I think we might have hit it on it once before, right? How many wins do you think Levy has to achieve to maintain his job if he's on the hot seat?
I think he just need a bowl. I think he needs a bowl game. 6 wins.
So 6 wins, 6 and 6.
So we're going in the right direction. I think that's all they really need because you still got the ultimate. I think what could kill him. I mean, I'm hoping that we just had a whole discussion for the last 5-6 minutes about it. If say we won 6 games and say Kamario leave,
Mm-hmm.
then it might get spooky for him. But if you win 6 games, like I told you, I don't think this year is our year. Next
Mm-hmm.
year, I think is our year.
Mm-hmm.
If we get a few guys to come back, Camario's a junior,
Mm-hmm.
unless Camario becomes Cam Newton.
Right.
Like, I think that's the thing. Is he gonna be that guy? And I try not to compare people to other people, because I try to go, you're the next Cam Newton, you're the next
Yeah.
whatever. Like, no, I'm the next Jeremiah Short, I'm the next Tavares Shield.
Yeah.
It always been the next whatever. But
Right.
if he has that level of impact, which I legitimately think that's my comp for him, as far as everybody saying a comp. I
Mhm.
think if he's that level, and we got way more pieces than I think Auburn had that year, then we might be talking about, like, we won't be talking about Levy getting fired. You know what I'm saying? We could be in a golden era of Mississippi State quarterbacks. We still got to get that next guy after Camario, or at least that bridge guy until Camario, your brother, is graduating from high school.
Honestly, and when you saying 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going lower than that.
No.
And here's why.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to go with 4 wins.
No.
Listen to me.
No.
Listen to me. Listen to me. And that's a win. Okay, he wins ULM, got it. He wins Tennessee Tech, got it, right? If he could beat South Carolina or Mizzou or both of those teams and Vanderbilt, I think he'll be all right.
You cannot get away with winning 4 games and your starting quarterback, Mario Taylor. You got all these announcers, scouts, everybody glazing this man, the Mannings. You cannot win 4 games with Mario Taylor at quarterback. It's unacceptable. Like, I'm sorry. I would personally call him to be fired myself. You cannot have that level of talent and then lose with that guy at quarterback. I'm sorry. You can't do it.
Listen here, Jeremiah. And the reason why I say this, right? Has he been doing stuff in the portal to get good players to come to Mississippi State? We are hiring to his system, right? It's going to take time.
He's doing a good job of that. That I do like. For his offensive system.
Listen at this, though. Think about this. He has a number 25 team coming up. He has Alabama, number 13. He has the number 11 team with LSU coming in. Mm-hmm. He got Oklahoma coming in. He got Texas coming in, right? Right?
Yeah.
And Vanderbilt should be ranked because they haven't been slouching. And I'm telling you right now, I think Vanderbilt is going to sneak up and beat somebody that they ain't supposed to beat like they have been the last 2 years, right? And they're going to be a sneaky good team. Because one thing I can say, and this is what I tell everybody about Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is in the country capital of the world. You mean to tell me that they don't have money in Nashville? You crazy. You're crazy. And people are coming in. And they're going there because guess what? The deciding factor is in college football right now? Money.
Right.
Money. And so I'm telling you right now, they're going to be good, right? So you mean to tell me, after looking at those games, this man with the roster that we didn't have, I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, I personally think we're going in the right direction. I've been doing a lot. I don't got number time on my job, but look at Mississippi State, right?
2 words. I repeat, Camario Taylor.
Exactly. And
that's your quarterback. You can't win 4 games. Bears repeating. You cannot. I don't think win 6 wins. Get 6 wins with that guy at your quarterback position.
But listen. I'm telling you, I'm okay with winning 4 games this year.
I'm not.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, I will keep Levy if he win 4 games.
Tell me one quarterback if Camario Taylor is playing 75% to his potential that we playing. I'm big on, I'd say Arch Manning was the best QB in the SEC. You vehemently disagree. Tell me any quarterback, if Camario Taylor is playing 75% of his potential, is better than him that we play.
We don't know what his potential is there.
I'm saying, no, let's say his comp is Cam Newton. If he's making that Cam Newton level impact, he's even 75% of that, which was probably the best college season ever by a college football quarterback.
Well, that means we'll win 4 games in the SEC and with a possible.
If he's 75% of Cam Newton, we're winning 8 games. I'm sure of it. If he's Cam Newton, we might win more than that.
That looks 75.
So you got to think 75% of what Cam Newton was able to do for Army. You're talking about potentially at least 1,000 yards rushing. He has a better arm than Cam, way better arm, honestly. You got speed receivers. His offense is a scheme fit for him because they basically running the same offense that he ran in Oxley. Oxley been running that veer and shoot, run and shoot type offense since like Omar was the quarterback.
Yeah,
they've been doing the same thing. Omar throwing it up to Joey, Brandon Tate got the same nickname I do. So it's like he's been throwing it up to them boys since late 90s. So he ran the same offense in high school. So it's like it's a natural fit. But I do think he got that cannon for an arm. It's not me like overly glazing him, but it's like.
No, I got you. I understand where you're coming from. But my thing is though, he got a nice arm.
Mm-hmm.
But his accuracy is not there yet. It wasn't there last year. I don't know what it's like right now. I don't know what it's like right now. We don't know. You don't even know what it's like. But all I can go is about what I seen on tape. What I seen on tape that I've been watching these last month or so, right? His accuracy is not there, right? Yeah, he was short on a couple. Evans made him look good. You know what I'm saying? Thompson made him look good. He was short on some of those deep ball throws. And his accuracy is kind of what I'm scared of, but I'm pretty sure he done worked on that this summer. And then also the offensive line wasn't as good. So what do we know, right? So it's a lot of deciding factors that might change, right? But I'm saying is I feel, and this just me, going through, looking at what I've been looking at, finding players that's going to be it factor, that could be it factors on the team, right? I honestly feel that Levitt got the program in the right direction. He got all the people.
I do too. I think I like what he's doing as far as I felt like we've had coaches before who probably didn't do a good enough job recruiting for what they do. I do like the adjustment he made going into year 3. I mean, it shows we got a good AD because I feel he made an organizational decision, almost like a pro decision, and deciding to start Camario last year. They ain't got nothing to do with how good he is, and like now what we're talking about. He made an organizational decision to go with Camario. Like, hey, we got to get fans excited. Boom, that one. He realized he had to go get some head coaches. I mean, the obviously bringing back Arnett to be the D coordinator is very awkward. Sometimes you hear about coaches coming back when they're like veterans or something like that. But
you got to understand, we wasn't the only team that done that this year.
but it was still rare for both. I mean, that coach had just got fired. Like
that year. He stayed on staff.
I'm like, I ain't never seen that. That's some high school
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But we can't look at it. It's still awkward. I mean, he's still a young head coach. And you hiring a guy who's a pretty darn good D coordinator. So, like I said, what if the defense trail and the offense not? Like, what are people gonna say? They're gonna be like, man, maybe we shouldn't have fired him in the first place.
Hey, here's the thing, though. He got so much talent around him. Arnett got way more talent than he ever had when Leach was here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And he did way more with less, right? All I'm saying, if the offense can be able to move the ball the same way they moved it, right, this past season, right, I guarantee you that's going to steal us 2 wins right there.
Well, you know what I'm saying? From an analytics standpoint, we won about 5 games last year, and a couple we should have won.
We won.
He improved the defense by 5 points. We probably for sure win 2 more games.
We won 8
game adjustments.
We would have won those 8 games last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like everything, if the offense line improves and Arnett, let us say, what if he comes in and turns the defense into like a top half of the SEC defense? And our offense is. Here's the thing with our offense. It doesn't matter if Camario is or not offense. Even if we're not doing well throwing the ball, like we ain't going out there throwing for 3,000-4,000 yards, we still gonna be able to run it.
Yeah.
Like it's just we're gonna be able to run the ball. Like with Camario quarterback, I think he's gonna have at least 1,000 yards unless they pull him or something from certain games. He's gonna have at least 1,000 yards. You got Fluff Bothwell. If the kid you were talking about emerges, Colin Wilson. Hey, got the freshman running back. Got K Hart at receiver. A young freshman coming in. So you got a couple guys that we could put up some points. So you could start talking about a lot of wins. So it's like, like I said, push on the show. We can run the football.
And like I said, I didn't know this Colin Williams. Wilson guy been on the team so this long. Um, I didn't know he was working with Booth and all this other stuff last year. And it's gonna be scary on offense. The two running backs we got with Wilson and freaking Fluff, bro. If that line can get just a little bit of push, I think we're gonna be all right. And then don't keep in mind we got JJ Hill and Crosby.
Yeah, I mean the pieces are there.
They're there.
So I mean pieces are there. So I think we got something. I think it's just a matter of like our guys that have been unproven turn into proven players. Like we got a couple proven players, but how many go from unproven to proven? So we got a chance this year, man. Like we give our official predictions next week. I think we got a chance to be pretty good, but really it is probably a range. But we won't really know until we play the heavy hitters.
Yeah, I just think that 4-game stretch, in the middle of the season is gonna be too tough for us. And then you got to try
to win every game. Of course, we can't.
I'm saying though, you trying to stay healthy through a stretch like that, it's gonna be damn near impossible. You know what I'm saying? You got Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas, right? And don't even give a talk. Missouri haven't been no sleeper neither. So you really got Missouri, Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas, all in a row. 5, right? We got to try to at least steal 2 of those. Where you going to get 2 in the top half of the?
But that's the same talk. Like I'm saying, people talk about like whose season we're gonna ruin. Man, that's that loser talk, in my opinion. I think you can't look at it like that. You go into the season. Like, who would ever thought we would have had the season in 2014? I mean, I even said we used to never want to have seasons like that on the video game. That's why I used to come home at 3 o'clock, come back to the dorm room at 3 o'clock from class and play Mississippi State and be number 1 in the nation. That was the only time we did mess like that. So who would have ever thought that? So I think we can't think like that, and I call it the we Mississippi State syndrome. Mm-hmm. I don't go in saying you're going to steal wins. You go out and win games. So it's like, stop worrying about, I get what you're saying. I do think it's some teams we're probably going to upset because that's what it's called. But like I said, when we went number 1, we beat 4 top 5, 10 teams in a row. So were those upsets or were we just better? And I think that's what we have to see. We won't know until we run it.
But the difference between the 2014 team, right? Mullen had already had his recruiting pitch done, right? Most of those guys was reservists off the bench coming in. They was already been and had their chance to go through the season, right? And plus, we were pretty much playing the same teams over and over and over again. This year, we don't know what we really have. You know what I'm saying? The way football is now, we don't know what we really have. You know what I'm saying? 1 or 2 games could have went different, in that season. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's where it's different from years ago. Mm-hmm. Like you were developing your talent. Dak wasn't the guy that transferred in. We were the team he went to and
exactly.
Like these are guys. I remember walking past Dak Prescott right before I moved to Texas. Mm-hmm. Big legs. He just had like a different vibe about him. I was like, something different about this kid. I just walked past him on campus. I wasn't even in school. I was like, okay, who's this dude? I was like, okay, I told him, man, he's different. Like we finna see what's up with him. Yeah. And then
I seen him at the doggone store, and me and Arthur was out at the store. Arthur getting a photo, and I ain't had no clue who the dude was. I had no clue who he was. And still to the day, I was like, man, I didn't know who that was. And then fast forward to the season, that's Dak Prescott. Oh, okay, God, that's who was in that photo with him.
It took a couple years to develop. Yeah, it took a couple years to develop. And like I said, he wasn't ready his first year. Like he got out there as a redshirt freshman, he wasn't ready. But say what?
Tyler Russell was the truth. Tyler Russell was the truth, man.
The truth, though. Yeah, you said the right thing there. My stance on that. You might have talked me down off of that, but that don't mean I still don't stand 10 toes down on my prediction that he never was going to be it, and he never was it. So I ain't never seen a Mississippi State quarterback get replaced so much. Yeah. The only one that got replaced more was Wayne Mackin. Yeah. But Tyler was a little better than Well, I never thought he wasn't good. Period. I just think he didn't have the right stuff. But people didn't know I had sources close to the team. It was things I knew the other people didn't know. I got family that played with him, so it was things I knew at the time the other people didn't know. I knew he wasn't gonna be it, and I also know that Mullen didn't even want him. So like that's the truth. That's like Mullen only brought him in because he wanted to keep the recruiting class together. That's what people don't know. So Mullen never was a fan of him to begin with because he didn't really fit his system. Mullen like 6'4", 250-pound quarterback that can run over people. Look at his history. That's all. Here's another one. Well, if you watch Cam Newton interview, you would know this. Cam Newton was supposed to be our quarterback. He was supposed to come.
He
not even the recruiting. He was supposed to come with Mullen. But, Urban Meyer blocked it.
Yeah.
So, Tyler Russell was never his type of quarterback. But that 2009 year, we did have a special class, and really we were in a good state as far as Mississippi State. But I mean, I was on campus when we had a big incident in 2008 when players got shooting on campus, and I still remember I was talking to some buddies of mine a little while ago. I was telling some of my friends that played on the football team. I was like, man, I remember when it happened. I'm sitting in my apartment. Somebody was like, man, some of the football players who got shot shooting on campus. I was like, man, I hope it's not anybody good. Like, I know that's all wrong. I should be worried about other stuff, but turned out, obviously it was Quentin Wesley. They called him Kirkwood. It was the one that ended up like shooting at the guy. And I remember talking to him after the fact. And then Mike Brown was involved, helping them. All these guys that were like our starring cornerback. It was a guy, Jamon Hughes, who, from what I understand, was going to take over in the middle. My boy Chaney was supposed to be moved to the weak side, which is a more natural position. Yeah. But, and the coach was nervous about it because they couldn't trust him, and turned out they couldn't. So it's like you lost some key players. You're talking about a corner, your star corner, your potentially star middle linebacker. Quentin Wesley was coming on. They say he was Fletcher Cox before Fletcher Cox. And then he was coming along. And then Chaney got hurt that next year. Then Mike Brown got hurt. So our friend Desmond's little brother Derek had to move to the left side probably a year ahead of schedule. So I think it just, for a team like Mississippi State, we just weren't built to absorb that. And then that great 2009 class was supposed to be coming in. So if you got to think of that one incident cause and effect, I'm thinking like a teacher. If that doesn't happen, Kroon would still be our coach. I mean, at some point he would have got fired because he was too old school. He didn't want to change the offense. He let Woody McCorvey take the fall for years. Right. For that horrible offense when he really was the one calling the plays. My friends on the team told me Kroon was really the one calling them bad plays, and Woody McCorvey was the one taking the L for it. Right. So, like, he probably should have been fired, and I know that ain't the nicest thing to say. Yeah. And I shown respect to Kroon through the years. Yeah. But he, like, the most damning statement I ever heard somebody say was that Kroon was bringing in guys for this, West Coast offense or coaches that didn't know the offense. Right. And players are correcting coaches. Yeah. That cannot happen. So it's like there are things that just showed incompetence. I think he was a good builder of men. A lot of my friends swear by him that played by him because, I mean, I was at State at that time, so a lot of my friends played for him, and they swear by him. I think he made some crucial mistakes when he came in. He was a little too Bear Bryant. There's a lot of guys that he kicked off the team. I think he should have shown them more grace. Right. Well, he's talking about Dapu, rest in peace, Nick Turner. I mean, them guys are gone now. I ain't saying he caused that, but I mean, he kicked them off the team, but then he brought in guys, they jumping dudes in the club, off-duty police officer. He didn't kick them off the team. Yeah. But you get rid of Dapu, you get rid of Nick, you get rid of Birch. I know the dude that snitched on Birch. So it's like, these guys that were extremely talented. We had just had one of the most talented recruiting classes. I mean, a guy I'm friends with, Dale Warren Robinson, is the highest rated recruit we've ever had, was part of that class, although he had to sit out a year. So he had talent, and Kroon came in and just like, oh, no, this dude got to go, this dude got to go, this dude got to go. I mean, one of the infamous lines that I heard from a player, I never had it 100% verified, but they said, like, Kroon came in and said, some of y'all came in here on package deal. I'm going to package yo, you know what's out of here. So some of these stories you hear about these guys.
You sound like your boy Deion Sanders. He brought his Louis with him,
huh? Oh, well, he didn't do that. At least Deion Sanders brought his son at free safety, Shedeur Sanders, who ended up sitting in the league playing quarterback, and Travis Hunter, who won the Heisman Trophy and playing both ways in the league. So when he say that, it makes sense. Who was Kroon bringing? That lame West Coast offense that nobody run no more? Like, I mean, I grew up on the West Coast offense. I'm a 49er fan. Yeah. Like I'm a 49er fan, so I grew up on the West Coast offense. You know, seeing Jerry Rice the GOAT being part of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who are you a fan of anyway for NFL football.
Man, you
You
know
gonna
I'm
say
Cowboy.
Cowboys? You a Cowboys fan?
Yeah, you know I'm with the Cowboys. America's team, everybody can't be a star. I understand, man. Everybody can't be a star, man. I got it.
Yeah, they ain't been there. When last time they won a Super Bowl?
No matter. Same time last time it was hey, we won a Super Bowl recently than the 49ers did.
We went back twice. Like,
It don't matter. A
we
win
made it back.
is
Y'all
a
still be
win.
talking like y'all American.
I don't care. Did y'all
worse than Notre Dame?
2 years, man. I don't want to hear it.
Man, y'all worse than Notre Dame.
Y'all ain't won in 32 years.
At least we made it back though.
Y'all
Barely get there.
You said
I had to stop supporting Dak Prescott for how much y'all lose.
Hold on. What's the question? Did you win the Super Bowl? When the last, not when you made it. Your question told me.
Sound like a Cowboy fan.
Your question said, when was the last time y'all won a Super Bowl?
Like
right?
A year after us, yeah. So
exactly. So until then, I'm signing out, dog. Good.
They kind of think like, man, wish we had signed Deion Sanders that next year instead of letting him go.
Hey, I know I tell everybody that's what we have coming. Y'all ain't won since y'all got Deion. We ain't won since we got it. It's a hey.
Well, at least y'all won that first year with him. Y'all didn't win after that, but
nope.
We let him go after 1 year for whatever reason. I heard him and Jerry Rice had smoke.
Well, he did do that. Him and Steve Young just did a podcast. Go look it up.
I saw one they was talking about that, and they didn't know that they had found out.
Deion said he was sitting in a bar.
Yeah, he saw somebody else wearing his number. He was like, what y'all got going on?
He called up there and he said, "Oh, you weren't no longer on the team."
It was like, what? I could imagine something like
him and Steve Young sat down and had that conversation. I was like, what? Yeah.
I mean, you imagine as an athlete finding out certain things so far after the fact. I remember some years ago, watching T-Mac. T-Mac like the most unluckiest dude ever when it comes to like sports. I feel T-Mac, of course, you had the Grant Hill situation. They were supposed to get Tim Duncan. The only reason they didn't get Tim Duncan because Doc Rivers didn't want Tim Duncan's family on the plane. And he like, really? Then he was supposed to get traded to the Bulls. Jordan blocked it.
Yeah.
It was something else happening. Like he was like, "Come on, man!" It was like all these trades that he almost was a part of, and people shut him down. So it's like you got to think about athletes finding out some of this stuff after the fact. This stupid stuff. You know, they always wondered. They thought Deion probably went left, or he was being him. Find out the team wasn't fooling with him no more.
Yeah.
So it's like, and this dude, you just went to the Super Bowl with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we hadn't been back since, and then your arch nemesis. I mean, the 49ers Cowboys games used to be it back in the day.
Y'all did.
That used to be the game. And when the 49ers, you know, Steve Young, Jerry Rice, all them cats back then. So, I mean, it's not that same anymore because I guess the Cowboys aren't, you know, making it far in the playoffs. So it don't have the same luster to it. But yeah, that used to be it back in the day. So I don't know, man. So give everybody a little bit of a preview of what we're gonna talk about next week with our, you know, season prediction about how many wins we're gonna get.
Yeah. Well, until next time, my friend.
Yeah. So man, y'all, we just was talking ball tonight. We ended up talking for a whole hour. So I was a little tired, you know, these little kids wearing me out, man. I got some smaller ones who a little baby-fied. So I'm like, you know, having to be a little more stressed out, trying to be a little more patient. So, you know, I was a little tired myself because I was like, man, let me get a little rest, get some liquids in my system, and then and not alcohol, to be clear. Nobody thinking I mean it like that. But let me get, you know, those liquids, get a little ready for we do the podcast. But no, I'm looking forward to our show next week.
Yeah.
Talk about we start getting ready. The thing is, I mean, we getting ready for the real season. Then the next show it's gonna be us talking about us playing UL Monroe. So I think that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
I'm excited.
Yep. All right, y'all. We were just talking ball tonight. I'm sure I'm gonna put out a lot of clips over the next couple of days, so I'm excited for that. Finna go give me some rest. I'm tired.
All right.
All right, yo. All right, y'all. Peace out. In live stream.
Every touchdown got the whole state celebrating. Win or lose, we still stand 10 toes. Loyal to the Maroon wherever life goes. The past built the foundation, now the future's calling. Another generation, another